A 22-year-old nursery worker, the Twickenham Nursery Child Abuser, Roksana Lecka, has been jailed for just 8 years for multiple counts of child cruelty after abusing 21 babies, thanks to the British justice system. The guest of the British public, Roksana Lecka, a Polish national, was sentenced to 8 years in prison for assaulting 21 infants by kicking and punching them while under the influence of cannabis, in one of the first ever cases in history where cannabis was blamed for violent behaviour. CCTV evidence presented in court depicts the 22-year-old assailant vaping in near darkness within the baby sleep room, with at least one child resting nearby. Throughout most of the video, her back is oriented towards the camera, yet, as it concludes, she abruptly pivots to gaze into a bed. Parents of the assaulted infants have denounced Roksana Lecka's abhorrent offences at Riverside Nursery in Twickenham, southwest London, and labelled her the most despicable type of individual. She was convicted of 14 counts of child maltreatment after earlier acknowledging 7 crimes. Impotent British Judge Sarah Plaschke's KC informed the defendant at Kingston Crown Court on Friday afternoon, "You perpetrated numerous acts of unwarranted violence. You pinched, slapped, punched, struck, and kicked them. You tugged their ears, hair, and toes. You inverted children into cribs. You inflicted contusions and persistent erythema. During the perpetration of these acts of cruelty, you would glance at your fellow staff members to ensure they were not observing you. The child would frequently be contentedly engaged in its own activities until you intentionally caused pain, resulting in the youngster crying, arching its body, attempting to escape, or writhing in anguish. You often observed the anguish and distress you have inflicted. Your unlawful behavior can accurately be described as sadistic." Additional film, disseminated by the Metropolitan Police subsequent to Roksana Lecka's sentencing, depicts her police interview, whereby a detective inquires, "Am I boring you?" while she reviews case details. The nursery, which charges as much as £1,900 monthly for the care of children up to 2 years old, employs the Montessori educational approach. Distinct footage depicts the nursery employee seated during her interview, responding with no comment to each inquiry. She also exhibits a lack of feeling when presented with images of the horrific damage she inflicted upon the children. The court noted the absence of evident safeguarding concerns at the time of Roksana Lecka's employment. Last summer, CCTV footage from the infant section seemingly depicted a staff member pinching a youngster, resulting in visible red wounds. In the video presented to the court, Roksana Lecka was observed pinching the knees, back, and underarm of a girl who was visibly crying. Subsequent footage depicted her clutching the side of a girl's face and seizing her hair. In her evidence, Roksana Lecka told the court she would smoke cannabis quite regularly with my boyfriend. She said, "At that time, I was really addicted to vapes. I would smoke 2 little crystal disposables a day. I was vaping in the nursery. Because if I did not smoke, I would get agitated and fed up. I couldn't keep asking to go to the toilet. I would take any opportunity. I would be really moody and fed up. It would be a couple of puffs and then I'd put it away. I would put it in my bra." She also told the court how she was so tired at the time and was not getting any sleep. Roksana Lecka claimed she was addicted to her boyfriend, so she was over-prioritizing him. Her lawyer also claimed she was worn out, had bad period pains, was short of energy. She was not her normally bubbly self. But prosecutor Tracy Ayling KC told jurors that smoking cannabis and not being able to vape were excuses for the alleged offences. She added, "It is clear her actions are deliberate or, at the very least, careless, but on most occasions we say deliberate. There are, of course, some clips where Ms. Roksana Lecka, as we put it, keeps going back for more." Met officers were called to the Riverside Nursery in Twickenham in June 2024, following concerns from members of staff about Roksana Lecka's behaviour. As inquiries unfolded, it was revealed that Roksana Lecka had been abusing children while working at 2 previous separate nurseries between October 2023 and June 2024. Cops reviewed over 300 hours of CCTV footage within 10 days. Roksana Lecka was arrested on July 5 last year and said in a prepared statement, "I deny assaulting any children at the Riverside Nursery. I went into work that day and had a normal day. There were no accidents where any child seemed hurt. We have procedures for the handling of the children, which I adhered to. I am unaware of how any injury to these children was caused. Roksana Lecka admitted 2 charges of child cruelty but denied 21 further offences. A number of parents took to the stand today to address a packed court over the impact of Lecka's abuse. One mother looked directly at Roksana Lecka as she said, "These children were so innocent and vulnerable. They couldn't speak, they couldn't defend themselves, and they couldn't tell us as parents that something had happened to them. They were totally helpless, and Roksana Lecka preyed upon them." Roksana Lecka expressed no remorse and will not be deported after serving her sentence, and has not been barred from working with children. Rule Britannia.